So in this class, I'm going to go over using social media to help push sales and making them into money-making machines. Social media is one of the most important parts of making sales and making money with your e-commerce and drop shipping stores. That's mainly because you're able to get right in front of the face of the people who enjoy the product that you're selling. And if you make use of it the right way, you could become very successful with it. And you could just keep doing it over and over and over again and build your empire. And it only takes a few seconds to build a social media account. So it's very easy. You could do it from your phone, you could do it from anywhere. And you just got to keep up with it and not get lazy, pretty much. So I'm going to go ahead and go through how I set up my social media for my LA Saints store. So if you go to Instagram, Instagram is one of the most important apps that I use personally for my business. 90% of the business I get is from Instagram, and that's because I set it up that way. I also have a Facebook page. I do not advertise with Facebook for this specific brand, but for my other brands, I do. But specifically this one, I just use Instagram. Now, with Facebook advertising, you're able to choose between Facebook advertising and Instagram, or you could do one or the other, or you could do both at the same time. So the cool thing is when you're in Facebook ads, you're able to see what you want to work with, what you don't want to work with. It's important to have at least an Instagram, a Facebook page, and possibly a LinkedIn, depending on what type of business you're running. Because you could have ads on all of them, you could get sales through all of them. Okay, so one way I have set up with Instagram is I'm able to post images every day, which visually compel my audience. I'm able to post stories every day, which are deleted within 24 hours, so it doesn't have to add on to my content. And on top of that, I'm able to comment back and forth with my customers and my audience. I'm able to talk with them through my messages, and they're able to follow the brand to see what's new. So it's a very powerful thing to use Instagram. Same thing with Facebook. And once you're advertising through these, all these millennials and all the younger people and even older people now are all using social media. That's a surefire way to get right in front of them. Now, with my clothing line, what I do is I just create an app, or not an app, within the Facebook app, the advertising app. I create an ad for this brand saying, hey, I need brand ambassadors, sign up here. And then I have them sent to my sign up form. And then from there is where I handle brand ambassadors. So brand ambassadors are one of the top pushing sales makers for me within my brand right here. I've been able to reach my brand across the globe, countries around the world within less than a month. And that's simply because of my brand ambassadors. So you see, I didn't focus my clothing line just on selling clothes. I focused my brand to brand ambassadors and to the general public. And this is a growing way of making business now with social media, with is brand ambassadors. So the way brand ambassadors help me is I give them 50% off all the products in my store. In return, the brand ambassador, they get a 50% discount, of course, but they're also able to buy the clothes, which is upscale at a discount. And not only that, they are endorsed by my brand, so I share them on my page, and they're seen by people around the world who follow me. They're also seen by other brand ambassadors. They're also seen by other brands who might want to poach them and have them advertise for them. And I have to spend $0 out of my pocket for these brand ambassadors. The brand ambassadors are all profit to me still. At the same time, while they're bringing profit to me, they're wearing my clothes around the world and bringing their friends over to my page and advertising to their thousands of followers, which is why Instagram is great because you could get millions of followers and it's unlimited. Just one ambassador, if they have 1 million followers, you're seen in front of 1 million people right there. It's amazing. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to set up your Instagram account. You're going to want to set up your Facebook, and then you're going to want to connect them with your Shopify store. And then you're going to want to make sure that you're able to sell your products within Instagram and Facebook once it's connected with your store. And once you have that set up, what you're going to do is, depending on what products you have, you're going to want to just start your page off by posting your products. So start off by posting your brand as your first post, and then just start posting your products. Start posting the products that you have on your store, maybe 10 of them, if not more. Just don't go too crazy if you have a lot of products. Just start posting your products, what you have, to start off, okay? And then once you have your products on your page, what you're going to want to do next is just start following people. Start following people who are in your niche. Follow your competitors' people. Steal them. If you have a competitor who is in your niche, go to their followers and start following them. Just start following them. And then they'll start following back, and their friends start following, and so on and so forth. Okay? So that's how you're going to start gaining followers. And then once you start gaining followers, it just starts growing on its own. It starts taking off. And then if you wanted to do brand ambassadors, just make a link on your site where brand ambassadors could sign up and just have them submit their information, and you are the one who will accept them or deny them. And depending on how their page looks, you want to see how much followers they have. You want to see if they're getting comments on their pictures. You want to see if they're interactive with their customers or their followers, actually. And then you accept them. You give them a code to get 50% off your store. And in the first class, we went over creating a discount code. You want to give them that discount code, and then you want to make another code for them, which is a 20% off code, or whatever you want to give off to the people they're sharing it with. And then that's the code that they use to share with their followers. So I give my brand ambassador 50% off, and then I give him a second code, which is for 20% off, and he shares that second code with his followers. So he tells his followers, hey, I'm endorsed by LA Saints. Use my code to get 20% off the store. So not only is I'm making sales through this brand ambassador, but I'm also making sales through his followers. Okay, so it works perfect. You can have it working with even a store with products. Just as long as you have a brand, you could have brand ambassadors. Give them some sort of saving or discount. You don't have to give them anything for free. You don't have to pay them. Just give them some sort of discount, and then you make profit off of them. It won't be 100% profit, but you still make 50% profit. And then have them share that with their followers and start making profit off of their followers. It just starts growing into a tree. And then you literally will just have ambassadors around the world sharing your clothes or your products while their followers are also purchasing them at the same time, okay? So that's how you want to set up and use social media to push sales. Of course, the main way we push sales on social media is with Facebook ads and social media ads. But another way to make natural sales is by just following people. Just follow people, comment back, go comment on other people's photos, get them to follow you. Make sure you post every day. Make sure you're commenting back, and make sure that your account looks good. Make sure it matches with your brand. Make sure you don't go too far off or crazy on different colors. And make sure it all just goes together, okay? Make sure you have high quality photos, and make sure, most importantly, that you make your account information very, very private, because social media is one of the easiest ways to get locked out of and hacked. So you want to make sure that that stuff is safe, and make sure that you have a call to action in your bio. Make sure your website is in your bio, and you should be good. Make sure your link is there that they could shop. Make sure your products are linked, and then you'll be fine. Just start. The thing with social media is you just got to start it. Once you start using it more and more, over the time, it starts growing on its own, okay? It'll start growing on its own, and you'll be able to literally just upload a picture whenever you want, and just like I'm doing now, get around 600 likes per picture. And this has been over since a month. So that is how you're going to want to push sales with social media. Another way to get sales through social media is by using LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a site that I use for business. Although if you are selling, who knows, maybe office supplies, or if you're going to sell furniture for offices, if there is a way for you to make money in the professional realm, then you're going to want to sign up for a LinkedIn account. Just put your information in there. Once your information is in there, then you're going to be able to post ads. You're going to be able to reach out to others who are in the same business as you, or maybe locally around you. And that also helps push sales there also. One social media account, I guess, that I don't really use a lot is Twitter. And the reason I don't use Twitter is because it's mainly stuck to characters and images, but the people who are on Twitter aren't really there to shop. I mean, I have seen some brands that use Twitter to advertise, although it's just to advertise their brand. I've never seen really products advertised on Twitter because it's just not really built for that, and the audience isn't there. You don't want to waste your money there. So again, for advertising, I recommend Instagram and Facebook. Another way of advertising is YouTube. Create a video of your product. We went over creating a winning ad for your product. And when creating a winning ad for your product, you already have a video possibly for that product. Just upload that product to your YouTube account. Put some good keywords, and maybe even want to have like a review of your product. That is a great video, because if that video starts being seen, you can start making sales through there also. Okay, so again, I recommended YouTube, I recommended Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, but I do not recommend Twitter. The last thing, this is a very important part of making sales: influencers. Influencers are on Instagram. They're another name for celebrities, Instagram celebs. Okay, so these Instagram celebrities have thousands and hundreds of thousands of followers. What you're going to want to do is reach out to these Instagram celebrities, or first actually do your research on them. Make sure their followers are all talking to them. Make sure that they have constant content. Make sure their stuff is being liked. Make sure that people are seeing these ads they're posting. Make sure people are seeing their posts. Making sure people are talking. You want to make sure that their account is being used and that you would make an investment by using them. So what you're going to want to do is reach out to this influencer and say, I would like to advertise my product on your Instagram account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a free product and then pay you for 24 hours to put my post up on your account. So what you're going to do is you're going to pay them whatever their fee is. Usually it's $100 or less for 24 hours. You're going to pay $100 or less, and then you're going to send them a product that you want them to show on their account. Of course, make sure that your niche matches with their followers. So if you're selling football equipment, reach out to a famous football player. Reach out to someone who blogs about football that has a ton of followers. Reach out to a football account, okay? Pay them whatever their charge is and have them post your product. Send them your product if you have to, so that they could use it in their video, and have them post it for the 24 hours or whatever agreement you come to, and you'll be unbelieved by all the sales you could get by an influencer just by one post. So that happens because an influencer has followers who like a certain niche. So if you're in that niche, when they share your product, their followers are already into that stuff. So what they're going to do is they're going to go and buy it just because someone they follow showed them and told them to buy it. It's kind of like a cult following. It's weird. They will literally buy something just because their influencer said. So get your products in the hand of celebrities, get your products in the hand of influencers, and make sure that your product is being seen. And that will be another way to push sales through social media. Just keep up with your social media, keep posting, If you're not getting followers, go and follow other people and they'll follow back. An app that I recommend using for Instagram, which is a secret because only the people in the e-commerce share this app around. There is an app called Captivate for IG. Captivate for Instagram is on the App Store. It is free for a certain amount of followers, but you can pay for it also. And it's very cheap. I think it's only like $10 or $15 to buy it, and that's forever. I mean, this app is amazing. What I use this app for, this app is used to follow people automatically on schedule, and it's also made to unfollow people automatically on a schedule. So on Instagram, you don't have to sit there going one by one, follow, follow, follow. You don't have to do that. With this app, you could find a competitor, you could see who follows them, go to their followers, and then you choose how many people you want to follow from that list. So for instance, if I went to my competitor, I would be able to click on their followers and then highlight as much followers as I want from them and then add it to my list, and this app will literally sit down and add them one by one by one. Now, Instagram does have an algorithm where if they see you're adding too many people, they will block your account for 24 hours. Now, this app has a runaway around that because you're able to set the time that it follows someone, an interval in between follows, and this app knows how to go around so Instagram will not notice it. And the main way that they don't notice it is don't be following people every 1 second, like follow, 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 follow. What you're going to want to do is follow at least 2 people every 90 seconds. So every 90 seconds, you're going to want to follow at least 2 people and then have a random interval of around 60 seconds, which will randomly pop in whenever it's following, so it throws the algorithm from Instagram off. So this is an app that I use and other e-commerce users and other social media users to follow your competitors' followers one by one and pretty much bring them over to your brand and make sales. Okay? So this app is called Captivate for Instagram, and it is free. So we went over Captivate for Instagram. We went over using Instagram to make sales. We went over using brand ambassadors to wear your brand, to use your brand to help you make sales while getting a discount. And then we also went over using Facebook. We also went over not using Twitter and using YouTube. And pretty much those are the top main social medias that I use and I recommend to help push sales. Not only you're going to be bringing sales to your apps and ads, you're going to want to be pushing sales through your social media because you don't want to limit yourself. You want to make sure you're making the top money that you can. And social media is a very powerful way to do so.